What is good, YouTube, man? It is your boy Draco. I am back with another video after what seems like a millennia. Yeah, I'm back. So everybody's been wondering where I'm at. Still at work, still grinding. The past basically 2 months has just been, everything is just all over the place. A lot of, I'm not gonna say mental stuff, but just been thinking about a lot of stuff, thinking about plans for the future. Also, a lot of things have just come up, a lot of great things, a lot of unfortunate things. I've just been being very mindful of just the time that I have, and in terms of just what I'm doing on a daily basis. I've been going to the gym a lot, been of course relaxing and enjoying myself. Just kind of took a short little break from some of the videos I would normally be posting on the channel, just because, man, work gets in the way. And just overall been just trying to change up my mindset on how I'm thinking about doing this entire life thing, and again, y'all have shown support through the times, and through me being here consistently, through me being here not consistently. So I just want to say thank you to you guys for always supporting and stuff. It means the world to me, even when I'm not on my best behavior when it comes to YouTube. But I am thinking about you guys. I think about you guys all the time, and what I can be doing every single day to make the channel better. And I've just been contemplating with that idea. One thing with me is I don't usually act on things as soon as I need to, and I will just contemplate and dwell. When in reality, just strapping a camera to my head and just talking about stuff is very easy, and it's something that I should be doing every single day, like some of the other people I do watch within YouTube. But other than that, I've been good. It's just that, work, I just experienced a little bit of burnout. And working a job like this, you're gonna experience burnout, unfortunately. And just to be even just transparent with you guys, I did have a family member that just passed away. So I will be attending his funeral basically tomorrow. It's Tuesday right now in the morning, but I had a family member that passed away. So I've been dealing with that. I'm gonna see a lot of my family members that I haven't seen in basically years. Excited to see my family, but it just, I'm still I'm still coming to terms with it. And yeah, I don't know how to really explain it, but it is making me think about just what I want to do long term. Like it's starting to get to a point where this job is getting in the way of what I can be doing with family, family responsibility, being there for my sister, my dad, my mom. Even though I haven't talked to my mom in a while, I want to start rekindling these relationships I have with my family members, because life is short and we don't have an infinite amount of time on this earth, right? We might think we do. In a moment, everything might seem infinite, right? But our time is very short here on earth. So if you got family members, man, before I even start talking about what I really came here to talk about, which is any and everything, like always, just make sure you guys are being and keeping up with your family, man, because I had to learn that the hard way. I don't like seeing family members pass away and I wasn't even able to see them. I hadn't seen my uncle for a long time, and then he passed away due to cancer. So make sure you guys are taking care of yourself, and also be there for your family, because you never know when you might lose them. So that's just something I'm going through right now. I'm gonna be seeing my parents, my dad at least, and the rest of my family tomorrow. And I'm also very excited to see them, because I haven't seen my aunt, my grandmother in a while. It's been a long time since I've seen them. Years, probably almost coming up on a decade. So this life stuff ain't no joke, man. Like, time could fly by so fast, and next thing you look, it's been 10-20 years. Your entire life is over, gone, right? Just to be very real. So make sure you guys are, just being around your family and making sure they're good, checking with them. I know this life shit gets in the way, and, having fun gets in the way too, which is something that I've been going through. When you go on your own, you have your freedom that you never had when you were growing up. you know, start to have fun. I was having fun in college, and then I realized that it was a waste of time, essentially. Time to work, time to actually start working for stuff. Even if I have to work a normal job to invest in the things that I believe in, that's my path, you know. My path is to do this now. Well, not this, right? This is only a tool to get me to the next stage, but it is something that I'm going to be talking with you guys in detail, coming in the next sort of things I want to do with this channel. I have a lot of sort of plans that I have for the future, and it's going to involve you guys. It's going to involve, you know, investing in certain things. And more on that, you know, a different time, right? I just want to catch up with you guys, and just talk about everything that's happening. So, you know, like the world is changing. You know, we're going through a lot of things in this country, outside of this country. It's getting crazy. It's getting critical. As my boy Jay, shout out to Jay, it's getting critical, man, in terms of what's going on inside of this world. So again, you know, make sure y'all good and your mental's good, right? And just, you know, every time I would come to work, I would think about, you know, what is my future gonna look like? Am I investing in the things I want to invest in now? Am I taking the social media thing seriously? Because I see its potential. I see how great it could be as an opportunity to actually form income outside of your job and make something that you own. And just to say this, like if you guys are thinking or contemplating about any idea that you want to do, whether it's starting a brand or a business or, you know, any sort of endeavor, learning a skill, going to school, do it. It's not time, y'all. Like, my biggest thing is leverage. Like I said, leverage and not playing fair. The world will not play fair with you. It's never played fair with anybody, especially these big businesses and corporations. Do not play fair by any means. Now, I'm not saying go out and do illegal shit, right? But when it comes to what you want for your family, what you want for yours, you must go after that, because no one will force you to do it. You have to work in your own interest, right? This world waits for nobody. Time doesn't stop. It always goes forward. So you must not play fair. Don't play fair with your time. Don't play fair with your energy. Don't play fair with your goals and your growth. There's a lot of people that would try to shit on that on the internet and say all of this shit is cringe. Like, no, like life is happening. And unfortunately, if you don't become selfish to a certain extent, right? Not the mean sort of selfishness, but the wanting to grow sort of selfishness, you won't succeed. You must become selfish in order to get what you want in this life. No one's gonna do it for you. No one. Something I had to learn. If I don't start to become more selfish with my time and what I want to do, which is YouTube, I want to do YouTube, I want to create a brand, but then I'm just gonna be here forever. And the one thing I want y'all to understand about me too is, like, I like making these videos. A lot of people comment like, you like the videos and whatnot, and I will always be making videos like this in which I'm talking, but you know, my time here isn't gonna be forever. I'm not gonna be doing this for the rest of my life, right? Because I feel like what I can provide to you guys outside of this job, just in terms of pure value based, what I'm learning on a daily basis, the conversations I'm having, my experiences, I think that could be much more value than what I can simply provide to you, you know, while stalking, right? What that basically means is that this channel is going to grow over time, right? It's going to transform into something bigger and better, more, you know, more value based, right? I want to start to provide you guys a more in-depth, more intimate look into my life and the stuff that I'm going through, because, you know, when I started this, I didn't know if that many people were going to be interested in me and just what I'm doing on this channel. So it's very appalling to see, you know, like it's still so surreal that I have like basically around 2,000 people that saw value in what I did and just decided to click the like button or the subscribe button. Like, that means a lot. I want to start providing you guys the value that you invested in. And I can only do so much from the shelf, right? From the store. So I just want you guys to just stick with me on this journey. I want to be able to provide value for you guys, and, you know, I want to take this a little bit more seriously. I even told my employer, like, at one point, probably in the next couple of months, I might have to step back from doing this full time because just too much things are just happening in my life for me to stay here and just commit 6 days a week to doing this. I need to start being there for my family. I'm also working on other stuff outside of the job, so it's getting in the way of everything, and I'm losing money by being here all the time. I'm losing, relationships by being here all the time, and I don't see this as something that will benefit me, in the long run. I do see retail as a trap. Retail is the most obvious trap, right? And I don't say that to say like that working a regular retail job is bad, but I say that to say you need to be growing. If you're not growing, you're staying the same. It's easy to say that, right? It's easy to just, of course a job is a job, right? But for me, I'm starting to realize that there's just much more to life. The sort of life that I want for myself, and not only myself and my sister, is way different than this, And you gotta figure out the line between being grateful for something and also being stagnant and being complacent, right? I wouldn't want anybody watching my video to be like, yeah, you could just sustain yourself and not live your life. Like, that's just not what I believe in. Unfortunately, some people might think differently, but I don't think life is only about surviving. I think surviving and maintaining is something that teaches you. And through that gratitude, through those experiences, you're able to create a different life, a better life for yourself over time. Of course, I always preface these sort of conversations and standpoints and opinions by saying this is a first worldist point of view. I cannot speak for someone that's going through an existential crisis in a second or third world, right? But for me, if I save up and then invest my money, I could get a return that can change my life, change my sister's life, change my friends, my family's life. I know that that's something that's done. I know that's something that can be done, right? Excuse me. Because I've seen some success with making money and getting opportunities within YouTube. I'm seeing success with people that have businesses and seeing how they do business, seeing how they go about making money and being their own boss. I'm seeing that other people are having success with it. So the use case and the proof is already there. The proof is already understood, and it's being realized every single day, right? Someone's doing it. So why couldn't I do it, right? Why not me? Like a lot of people like to say. Drink some water, man. That's what happens when I talk a lot, And this is why I want to start working on that Discord. I know I've been saying that for a long time, but the way I want it, I think I would have to probably pay somebody to do it the way I wanted to do. I don't know that much about running a Discord. It's essentially like a server. You're just managing a hub of people and then mods and all that stuff. So it's going to be a process that's going to take a while. But once I have it up and running, I want to be able to provide great value through there and just have it be a community where I could talk to people about various different things. Not even just business and money related. Like if you like certain things, you could find a place where you could conversate with people and have a community of people that, everybody loves each other and everybody's cool. It's good to build communities for people that need community, right? I don't imagine where I would have been if I didn't have certain communities that I fit into as both a teenager and a young adult, right? So I believe that's very important. Other than that, that's what I'm thinking about. I'm also thinking about a lot of finance stuff, a lot of investing. And it's so crazy. I went to go do taxes yesterday, and my tax specialist, man, shout out to him. He was an OG. He was just talking to me about, and I know this sort of stuff is very niche to talk about. Not a lot of people like hearing about investing in Bitcoin and shit like that. But he was really giving me the game on how this money shit is going, investing and making money off of crypto and, what it means for the future. And he was just giving me the game, and I was just so amazed by how much he knew and you know, he gave me the knowledge. You know, he was giving me advice, good advice, solid advice, and it basically opened up my eyes to just how revolutionary certain opportunities might be. And this is not going to be, you know, an investment shill, go buy this. I would never do that. Like, I could never put myself in a position in which I'm telling someone to voluntarily go out and buy something for investment. Like, no, but I want you guys to sort of be paying attention to these opportunities, right? This channel is all about triumphing over our circumstances. What do I mean by that? Like, I was born and not in, when I was born into a relatively just like lower class, like let's just say poor family, right? My dad didn't have much growing up. He came from a different country, came here, got his citizenship. Same thing with my grandparents. So essentially everybody in my family has been trying to make it. Same thing on my mom's side. So it's like, I don't really care where this cycle of poverty started. I just need to be the one that ends it, right? I think about this stuff all the time. It's like, worrying about your circumstances every single day is just gonna keep you in the same place, but you need to be the one that changes them, right? Sometimes it might be the unfortunate fact that it might be you, it's all on you, but it's always ever been on you. You're the one that's gonna do it, right? I gotta be the one that's gonna save my sister from the city. I gotta be the one that provides better opportunity for my father, right? He deserves it. So just these opportunities like AI, tech, investing, Bitcoin, like these are once in a lifetime opportunities. And you never know what's gonna happen in the future, right? But the way he was explaining it to me, and again, I'm very critical of certain things. I'm very critical of money and investing and all this stuff because we have a lot of paid shills, a lot of LARPers, a lot of people that act like they wanna give value, but they're really just trying to make a bag, right? And it's like, it's weird because we're in a time right now where everything is just speculative. Bitcoin, crypto, AI is all speculative. Nobody knows what the fuck is going to happen in the next couple of years. But if you capitalize on it right now, you can be at the forefront of that top 1% that invested in it and then was like, yo, like, oh shit, now it's going crazy. Now it's like the new digital gold and all this other crazy shit, these buzzwords that people like to say on X and Twitter and YouTube, right? So before you go out and you invest in anything, do your own research. But I do want to, at least persuade you guys to, especially if you don't come from anything, to look into these opportunities. You never know. You might change your life, right? It might change your life, it might not, right? Always do your own research. Look into these opportunities. I definitely am. And shit is getting real. Like this entire like you guys have heard me talk about AI and stuff before, right? Like, yeah, I've heard me talk about crypto and where all this technology shit is going, right? And this is like the new world order for crypto, for not crypto, but like finance and tech, right? Anytime there's a new sort of innovation, a lot of people were already on it like 20, 30 years ago. It just depends on if you want to be on that train or not. This is gonna bring in a new age of millionaires, billionaires even. Never know, if you invested in a little bit of Bitcoin or a little bit of this, a little bit of that, you could be up. So yeah, enough about that. Always do your own research when it comes to investing. But even if it's just not investing, just things that can make your life better, just be interested in stuff, honestly, is what I'm trying to tell you, because you never know what might change your life. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Your natural interest for innovation and cool things can change your life if you are in the right place at the right time, right? When crypto first came around, it was something that everybody just laughed at. But there were certain people that were watching from the shadows. They didn't say anything, and they invested, and then, you see exactly where they are right now. I want to be that next person. That's all I'm saying. Life is all about leverage and being in the right place at the right time. It's all about who you know as well. I'm trying to figure out where this goes, man. Cause look, we're working at a supermarket. We're working as a stocker. I'm not gonna say like my life is bad, but you know, I still want better, right? I could get a car soon and have the car, get an apartment and have all this stuff, but I would have to be working to sustain those things. At the end of the day, I want to be able to sustain these things without having to work a job that I don't necessarily want to stay at forever, right? I'll come to the conclusion that working is fine, right? No one is above a job, right? But you kind of have to know that you have to leave a job at one point. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying don't work, don't do this, don't do that. But you gotta grow. If you're not growing, you guys just staying the same. It is imperative that we must grow. Like a lot of people are complaining about AI. Is like, bruh, like you could, if you're an engineer or you're this or that, like you have to learn the technology. So maybe it makes your experience with the tech a little bit better. Because if not, you might get replaced by the dude that knows how to use the AI very well. And then what? You're gonna wish that you know, at least learned how to utilize it just in case. Just in the off event that they don't allow people to come work at the company without the use of AI or the knowledge of AI, right? So all I'm saying, man, whether it comes to investment opportunities, your job, just be on the lookout for these opportunities and these changes within society. Because on the television, they're gonna talk about, you know, AI companies and chat GPT, but that's just a small part of it, right? It goes way deeper than that. This is a new sort of way that the world is going to work eventually. This is a new sort of world order when it comes to finance and ownership and tech. That ownership part is going to be very important too. I'm going to give you guys a couple of calls too, just in case you are in this investment stuff and you are kind of versed with what I'm saying. One of the biggest things that I think is going to be crazy, just knowing how the gaming industry is, right? Because I like gaming. I'm a gamer. I have a PC, just upgrading my parts, right? This is something that I have a vested interest in, right? Gaming and tech. One of the things that I believe is going to be very big in the near future is going to be mobile games as well as AR. Because if you think about it, if you know anything about the games industry right now, a lot of games have failed. We've had Concord, High Guard, you know, Battlefield 6 was doing good and it basically flopped. You know, Call of Duty, Activision is doing terrible. These games are flopping and the same games are being made and indie games are coming out and killing it, but indie games are so niche. We need something that's gonna come in and just simply turn the market on fire and reinvigorate everybody's sort of love for video games again. And I do believe that augmented reality will be able to help, you know, usher in that new age of video games and entertainment. So what I want, if you are into this stuff, what I want you to look out for is Meta and Google, because we already have the Meta, the Ray-Ban Meta glasses, Meta and Google, as well as Apple with their Vision Pro. I do think that Apple is going to come out with an entry-level Vision Pro. Maybe it'll be called the Vision Pro Lite. Instead of like $3,000, it'll be like $350 or $299, maybe even lower, maybe higher. Who knows? It is Apple, so they'll probably hike up prices. I do think that either Apple, Google, or Ray-Ban Meta, so Facebook, will come out with some AR technology that allows us to have more crazier experiences, more personalized experiences on, you know, these platforms like Facebook or YouTube or whatnot, as well as, you know, AR gaming. I do think that Pokemon might be in talks with, you know, these companies like Meta, like Google, like Apple, trying to get some deal so we can have some sort of AR Pokemon Go thing. Because when Pokemon Go came out, it was the biggest thing in the entire world. Everybody was playing it, and that was AR through the phone. And y'all know that everybody's making these sometimes funny videos with these first-person point of view glasses, right? These first-person point of view like perspectives. Jesus. They're making these videos with the Ray-Ban Meta glasses, and they're going crazy. So now we have an entirely new market of content creation. But look, guys, I was already on gaming. Look, I was already on game. Look what I'm doing right now. I've been posting these videos, first person point of view videos. So I was already ahead of the game. So I kind of got some skin in the game when it comes to this sort of stuff. But now we need to look, we need to look into the future. We need to look where this sort of technology is going to go into the future. And I do think AR is going to be a big thing. Not just in a way that you're able to like record videos with the meta glasses, but it's like now you can actually have the glasses on your face, and then also let's say Pokemon Go, they come out with Pokemon Go AR, right? You'll be able to see the actual Pokemon. Let's say Yu-Gi-Oh too. You could have Yu-Gi-Oh on your phone and it'll be connected to your meta glasses or to your Apple Vision Light. And then you'll be able to actually see the Yu-Gi-Oh cards or the Yu-Gi-Oh monsters, the Pokemon monsters on the glasses while you're playing the game on your phone in real life. And that's crazy. That's something that could totally shake up the mobile gaming market, totally shake up the games industry market. And it's gonna sort of redefine how video games are meant to be played, because we already have AR and VR experiences, right? But it's, again, very niched. Not a lot of people know about it. Not a lot of people are into that sort of stuff. But I do think that video games will become more and more interactive as sitting on your computer becomes a lot just more boring, because the games we have right now just aren't really captivating people the way it's supposed to. We need something new. How GTA 6 and Rockstar and Take-Two Interactive, sort of fit into all this, who knows? But I do think that after that game releases, a lot of, industry devs and sort of gaming companies are gonna have to start figuring things out, especially with all this AI stuff. I think America's coming to the conclusion that they can't be inadequate anymore. You can't just release a product and everybody's gonna buy it, and then all of a sudden your game is doing charts, is doing numbers on the chart. Like, America has to start doing a lot better when it comes to media. A lot of things are flopping. People are barely buying video games anymore unless these companies have some sort of skin in the game in terms of reputation. We just had High Guard that came out and it did terrible. Like, it surged to like maybe 100,000 people, and then they sunset the game and then just took it off Steam after like 1 month, 2 months. So like, and that game had a lot of money backing it, a lot of money, and it was the last game to be sort of talked about during the Game Awards for last year. Everybody thought it was gonna be this new biggest viral gaming sensation, and it just wasn't. It flopped. Games that we have right now are flopping. I just watched a video by Legendary Drop. Shout out to him. He makes a lot of great video game take videos, and he was like, yeah, like, what was I gonna say? He made a video basically saying like Fortnite basically is losing players. So they had to basically fire 1,000 people, I said. And that's crazy, because Fortnite is the biggest metaverse game. It's the biggest metaverse that we have right now. It's the closest thing we have to a metaverse. So I wonder what Fortnite is gonna do too. And all of the things that I'm talking about, they all kind of fit into each other, man, because Fortnite is a metaverse in itself. But if we start to see, this entire crypto and like, this ability to own assets, like let's say you own a diamond scar, and it's a really, popular gun, and you put it on a blockchain, only 1,000 in existence, and then you own that. You could sell it. You could make money, just kind of like the CSGO skins and shit. So everything, like I say, kind of all works, in tandem with each other. All these things that are going to be taking off are all going to work in tandem with each other. That's what I'm saying. Like, when we're talking about crypto, we're not just talking about money. We're talking about digital ownership of the things that you own on these video games that will be converted over to the blockchain. And these are the things you got to pay attention to, guys, because it matters. It really does matter. You might think that we're just talking about video games and making money and investing. Like, no, like when it comes to like the ownership of things, my tax specialist was like, yo, like in the future, whether it's the far or the near future, like you're gonna be able to just like buy contracts for like houses, and the contract for the house won't be something that you could just have on a piece of paper. because you could fraud that. You can forge that, you can print something out, you can steal it. Like, now it's going to be on a blockchain. Now it's going to be verified on the blockchain. So you can't tell someone that what they're saying is untrue, because you can see all of the information that exists on the blockchain, right? And you'll be anonymous. You could see and verify all this information. You know, same thing with like loans and all these other contracts. They will exist on the blockchain. So when we're talking about ownership of things, when we're talking about video games, AR, crypto, all of this shit works in tandem with each other. That's what I'm saying. Pay attention. Even if you're not into investing and all this other stuff, stocks, AI, whatever, gaming, like, just pay attention, because these things are happening. They're happening right in front of our eyes. And the next thing you know, it's just gonna be here. And you're gonna wonder how it came, and the entire time is just happening under your nose. It's just happening behind the scenes, which is how a lot of things happen, right? Because the people that's already on game, they don't need to tell the rest of us. They'll let us be okay with the little small money, the little small wins, right? They'll distract us with all this other stuff. But behind the scenes, all of this stuff is happening in real time. So if you are into crypto, if you are into video games or just technology, pay attention, because the world is changing. The world has changed a lot in the past 5 years. Especially with, you know, the advent of AI, you know, like that Butterfingers today, man. This stuff is happening, guys, you know. You wanna be prepared for it. You wanna be preparing for these changes now. Both the good and bad things, because it's not just all good stuff. It's not like we're all gonna be investing in Bitcoin and kumbaya. Like, there's a lot of crazy stuff that's happening right now too. People in parts of the world now need age verification to do certain things. Parts of the UK, other parts that's not, you know, the US, you need to dox yourself essentially to buy certain things, to be involved in certain things. These changes are happening. Like, this is not just about investment in video games and all this other crazy shit in AI. Like, the world is changing. And while we're on the game at work, you know, worrying about paying bills and shit, you know, this sort of stuff is happening in real time. So that's why I'm saying, like, just pay attention. I want my channel to be a community of people that are enjoying their lives, but also still able to be noticeable or wary of the stuff that's happening in the real world, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm just a regular dude that's stalking, right, and talks about a whole bunch of random shit, but I'm thinking about a lot of shit behind the scenes. Like, it's so crazy, because I've been on game about a job like this for a long time. This job isn't where I want to be long term, but I've been able to use this job as a way. I can use this time as a way to reflect and then brainstorm and just come up with ideas, and then also like talk to myself about things that I'm experiencing and what's to come for the future. That's why I really like this job. You get that alone time, and you're making money too, right? Pay your bills. You know, you reflect on your life. You do that inner work while you're working. Because if you're working at McDonald's, right, you can't really, or a regular day job, you can't really think. Sometimes what you're thinking about, not everybody else might agree with. Not everybody else might not be on game. So this alone time is really good, because you get to kind of just learn. And since I'm able to wear, you know, headphones and shit, I could look up these topics, see what other people are saying, soak up the knowledge, then go over it in my head again. Like, there's a lot of hacks to this life, man. Nobody's saying working a job is bad. Working a job like this could actually be very beneficial if you let it, right? This alone time is very, because even before I worked a job like this, like security, but I wasn't alone. I was usually around a whole bunch of people I didn't like. A lot of just talking, drinking, no sort of actual, you know, real relationships being fostered. So I think when you're alone, the best relationship you're able to foster is the one by yourself, the one with yourself. You're able to actually be alone and be in your thoughts, because who you are while you're alone is who you really are, right? When you're around everybody and you gotta wear that mask, you might not be the person that is laying down in bed alone at night, right? So just take that into consideration. Everybody asks like, oh my God, like, how long you been doing this? Do you like it? And it's like, there's ups and downs. Of course, you don't get really much of a social life when you work a job like this, but then again, sometimes sacrifices need to be made to get up. Ain't nobody saying life always got to be like that, but it might be a part of your life in which you grind, especially for men, right? For my guys out there. Any alone time, any time where you can reflect and just talk with yourself and deepen the relationship that you have with yourself is always going to be a good time to have. It just so happens that I could do that at my job. It just so happens that I could do that while actually making money and providing for myself at the same time. Life is what you make it, essentially, is what I'm saying. There's always an opportunity of positivity out of everything, every situation. So yeah, AI, crypto, video games, digital ownership, self-customization, they all go in tandem. What they all point towards is the future, like Meet the Robinsons, right? We're going through a Meet the Robinsons movie in real time right now. Do you want to be a part of the movie that's, where, there's like the rich aristocrats that took, the opportunity to invest in the robot, or the this or that? Or are you going to be a part of that society that, you go back and you look at the dystopian part of the movie where they go back in time, or, they go into time and it's like all terrible and you run down communities and shit. Like, I came from that, right? I'm trying to get out of that. And I'm trying to have, my family, the family I'm gonna have in the future, my sister, my family, I want them to be good, And I can't speak for the next person, but I could speak for me. I know I want my life to be a little bit better. Don't gotta worry about stuff and do something like this forever. But this, honestly, like, even when I get there, this will always be the most important part. Because this is where the real work was being done. This is where we was building the YouTube channel, building the mindset, building the knowledge, the grit, the ability to do this for a long period of time and save up and grind. This is where everything is built. It's always built from the bottom up. That's what you must understand, right? You don't just start at the top. Even if you start at the top, you still got work to do, right? A lot of people won't agree with this, but the world is always going to be equal. I like 50% believe that, right? Because I don't understand why certain things happen to people. I don't understand why this war and shit. I don't like the fact that those are universal constants, but who knows? Who knows where we go after this life? Maybe a cruel and very terrible 60 years on Earth pales in comparison to what you will experience when you leave Earth and you go to heaven or the next stage of existence. It could be way different, way better than what you experienced here, right? Maybe the person that had it good here ain't gonna have it too good when they get reincarnated or when they get to the next stage of existence. So in reality, I think the world is equal. It just might be in the short term, you might suffer a bit. But that's just my opinion. I don't know that much about the religious talk and what happens in the afterlife and why everything is the way it is. Something I've probably talked about on a live stream, I feel like. One of my most recent live streams. But that's a way deeper rabbit hole than crypto and AI and all that shit, right? So there's a lot of stuff that I've just been thinking about. Really is a lot, but it's nice that I could kind of return to you guys and just feel at peace, just be able to just talk to you guys and have conversations in the comments and relax. It's a thing that I do, like I can't talk. When I have so many, like, maybe I need to learn how to talk a little bit slower so my videos could be a little bit better, right? I want to start talking a bit slower so I'm not stuttering as much, right? Because I have so many ideas that go through my head while I'm talking, and sometimes I could just start over my words, right? But what I was gonna say is, I like to do this thing when I'm going to sleep or just want to be at peace. Even here, I like put on the rain because Apple has this. There's also this app called Atmosphere, right? Shout out the Atmosphere app. But they have this app called Atmosphere. Same thing, Apple has like this feature where you can put on some rain sounds or dark noise, white noise, and it puts me at ease. It like kind of rests my mind and it allows me to just enjoy the process of working and putting up stock. It's very peaceful. And it's basically ASMR for your ears. And that's something I like to do while I'm here, thinking about all these things, contemplating the crazy thoughts, the sane thoughts. All of these things go through your head, and then you're just like, you're going crazy off of all of it. The absurdity of life, right? But I think me fundamentally, I've learned to sit with that craziness, that pure just entropy, the entropic natures of life, the entropic sort of properties of life. I've been able to sit with it and accept it. It's not something that much people could necessarily do. I feel like my mindset is good because I'm able to understand the true horrors of humanity and life, and it kind of sounds dark, but you know, I don't know how to really explain it. It's like I'm too aware of things, you know. That's why they say ignorance is bliss, because when you're ignorant, you can kind of just go throughout life and do whatever you want, and it won't catch up to you until the very end, right? But when you're aware of things, you get less freedom. It's like me, I want a new phone. I have an iPhone 13. But I'm aware of how Apple does things. I'm aware that they just making my phone slower so I could buy a new phone. I'm aware that I want to save up and I want to get a car. You know, I can't just be ignorant and just spend all my money right now, because I'm aware that I have other things that I'm fighting for, that I'm working for. So I can't really make stupid decisions as of right now. I gotta grind a little bit more. It's like, even just being aware about the stuff that's happening in this life. Like, I could sit and cry in the corner about war and my circumstances, right? But being aware is understanding that this is a part of my life that I absolutely had to go through for my self-development. Like, if I don't go through it, then, well, who am I as a person? Like, I don't get to change the world if I'm not able to sort of be the person that I was meant to be. I'm like, basically I'm saying that my mental is great, and I'm able to make it so that my mental could break about something that's sad, but I could also, you know, snap myself back into reality, snap myself back into the bigger picture. You know, I'm able to have that crazy part of my brain, but also the part that's very like regulated in logic and understanding how life works. And again, I know nothing. I'm a fool. Like, I'm just a regular dude. I'm a regular human being. But I understand that the powers that be that I have no control over, I can't do anything about. So I don't worry about those things. I kind of worry about things I could do in the short term that's gonna make my life, in the short and the long term that's gonna make my life a life worth living. That's what I'm basically trying to say. I'm not stressing over the things that I can't control. And I understand how crazy and absurd this life could be. Trust me, as a person, as a dude, for all of my, you know, foreign family out there, man, as a dude living in America, I understand how absurd this country is, especially in the past couple of weeks, months, just 2026 in general. We are living in some weird times, man. Really weird times. But I like to see things as lessons, right? Teaching you about life. You're not necessarily supposed to get mad or sad about these things. Of course, we're all human beings and shit, right? But it's also important to understand that stuff is gonna happen. Shit is gonna happen. Sometimes it might just happen just because. I believe that the world It's both. You do something good might happen. So you do something bad, something might happen. And sometimes shit is just gonna happen just because of the entropic nature of life. Through entropy alone, the disorder within the system, the fact that some things just pop up, right? So those are just some things to worry about. Well, not worry about, but some things to think about in better terms. You don't want you worrying. Basically would invalidate everything I just said, but those are just some things to think about, maybe ponder about. You guys let me know about the videos, and again, I apologize for being gone for so long. Life gets in the way, man. This job gets in the way. But I have a lot of, really cool stuff being thought about and being mentally worked on, and will come to fruition. I will say this: if you got, especially first of all, if you got to the end of this video, just type success in the comment section. The success, manifest it. And if anybody knows how to create logos, and as well as like print on sweaters, t-shirts, basically like sweaters. More importantly, I need like a sweater design, because I do plan on dropping a brand. It's gonna be something that's gonna be tailored to, my experience, who I am as a person, what I believe in. If you guys know anybody that knows how to design logos and create clothes, please hit me up. Say something in the comment section. I literally look at each and every single comment, and I'll get into contact with you, and I got some work that I need done. But other than that, it is your boy Draco. Great to talk to you guys again. Love you all. Y'all have a great rest of your week. This is your boy Draco, and I am out of here. Peace.